Well, Swindon have been flirting with the bottom four this season in Coca-Cola League One, but they can take a giant step towards safety and send Brighton closer to relegation if they can win at the Withdean on Saturday. Tony Lockwood reports.
After 15 years in football management, Danny Wilson knows a thing or two about survival, and keeping Swindon up is the overriding priority. A hat-trick of wins in March gave them renewed hope, but they're still only 3 points clear of the relegation zone going into that Easter programme.
You try and stamp your style of play on the team. You try and stamp your own authority in the club, if you can, you know, in such a short space of time. But it's not always easy. But at the same time, we have enough at the club here, I think, you know, to help us to stabilise the club over the next few seasons. But again, the next five games are possibly the biggest in some of the players' careers. And in saying that, you know, I genuinely feel we'll be okay. But we take nothing for granted.
A 2-0 defeat at Brighton in the Johnston's Pain Trophy cost his predecessor Maurice Malpass his job. Wilson is looking for a different outcome as he prepares his side for the trip to the South Coast and a reunion with one of his former clubs.
It'll be a very physical and very demanding game, I feel, when we go to Brighton, because there's everything to gain for both clubs. And at the same time, I think, you know, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Brighton anyway. You know, over the years that I spent there, we had some terrific seasons there, met some great friends there. So it will be a bit ironic if we beat them, you know. But I have to say, you know, that's the name of the game. It is dog eat dog at this moment in time.
Wilson, who took over on Boxing Day, was always the board of directors' #1 choice. It's the 6th club he's managed, and his track record commands respect.
I just think he tries to bring his own style of play, obviously, to Swindon. He tries to build confidence within, like, all the players and stuff like that. So since I've been here, you know, I've really enjoyed it. He's got a similar philosophy to Sean O'Driscoll at Doncaster, so I fitted in quite well. And the rest of the boys, I think, I've took to him as well.
The club may have struggled this season, but Simon Cox is enjoying his best ever campaign. 27 goals in all competitions has made him a hot property. Wilson, though, insists they're under no pressure at all to cash in on their prize asset.
Absolutely none whatsoever. The board, in fact, would like to offer him another contract. They'd like him to stay as long as possible, which is music to my ears, I have to say. You know, you always want your best player to beat your club and your top goal scorer, you know, not to leave. And who knows what's going to happen in the summer, because I certainly don't. And there's going to be a lot of clubs, I'm sure, will be pulling the purse strings tighter, you know, and that value may have to come down. But if it comes down, then he's not for sale, is he? You know, like I say, you would rather keep him than lose him for a pittance.
Swindon's trip to Brighton is followed by a meeting with Leyton Orient on Easter Monday. 2 games that will go a long way to determining whether they stay in the division.
The last thing you want is another season like we've had this year. You know, that we're scrampling around the bottom areas, and every week you're trying to keep away from that dreaded drop zone. You know, they want to push forward and they want to push on, and they've got the ambition to do that. And the conversations I had with Mr. Fitton and the rest of the board of directors were very, very positive. That's one of the reasons I came down, you know, and because I do feel that if we do stay up, you know, we could be a major threat next year, and a little bit of, you know, in my says that we will be.
Very experienced manager now, Danny Wilson, isn't he? And always seems to be in a job.
Yeah, he doesn't seem ever to have been out of work. He probably has, but no, Danny done some great things, didn't he? Barnsley, and you know, I think that once the Swindon job came up and he was available, he was there straight away. It's
Brighton Swindon next, and one of your old clubs, Brighton, of course. We played there for quite a few games, and they had a very important win in midweek. They almost had to win at Hereford, didn't they? And they won 2-1 after going over 6 hours without scoring a goal. Tommy Fraser popped up.
Very good goal as well. Very good goal. I mean, I must admit, I'm quite surprised when Mickey Adams was at Brighton. I never expected them to be where they are. You know, Russell's gone in there now, and I just hope that they can do it.
Loderusu put them 2 up before Hereford actually missed a penalty, didn't they? Adam Virgo on Fabian Brandy. Steve Guinan had his penalty saved by Michel Kuipers before Chris Taylor got the Hereford goal almost on the back of this. Yeah, but Brighton really sort of flirting with danger, aren't they?
Yeah, especially when there's talk of the new stadium and etc., you know, and it's another club that perhaps past glories, you know, they've been a big club, they've been in the top flight, and they find themselves now in a really precarious position.
Yeah, there they are down there in 22nd. Cheltenham could go down by Monday night if results go against them over the weekend. Northampton stay in the bottom 4 after their defeat at Bristol Rovers. Carlisle stay 19th. Yeovil are up 1 to 16th. Top Peterborough could have gone top, but they've remained just a point behind Leicester, having played a game more. Millwall stay 3rd, but the MK Dons are just a point behind. On Saturday, it's Brighton against Swindon, Crewe up against Hartlepool, Hereford play Leicester. Hereford have lost 8 of their last 9. Leeds up against Stockport, Leeds unbeaten in 10. Leyton Orient played Colchester, and Walsall up against Tranmere. Quick look on...
Brighton had ended a 4-game winless run with a 2-1 success at Hereford on Tuesday, and they took the lead against Swindon through Adam Virgo. Swindon had looked to be in big trouble a month ago, but their results have improved, and so did their display at the Withdean, with Gordon Gray getting the equaliser 2 minutes after half-time. Swindon was soon in front. Simon Cox's effort wasn't gathered by Michael Kuipers, and Billy Painter swept in for his 12th goal of the season. Then Anthony McNamee set up Cox, who moves level with Bristol Rovers' Ricky Lambert at the top of the League One scoring charts. Both have scored 25 goals. Brighton pulled a goal back in second-half stoppage time through on-loan Gary Dicker, but with just 5 games to go, Brighton is 6 points from safety. Cheltenham are now 13 points from safety. Hereford are running out of games. Carlisle and Crewe still aren't safe.
Both teams desperately needed the 3 points, and third bottom Brighton led at half-time thanks to Adam Virgo's strike. But Swindon improved after the break, and captain Gordon Greer stabbed home the equaliser from close range to begin the comeback. The goal output of strikers Billy Painter and Simon Cox has hauled Town clear of danger, and Painter put the visitors ahead after Cox's long-range shot proved too hot to handle for Brighton keeper Michel Kuipers. Inevitably, Cox also got on the score sheet, his 25th of the season, taking him level with Bristol Rovers' Ricky Lambert as the division's top scorer. Gary Dicker pulled a goal back in the final minute, but Swindon are now close to securing their League One status. Simon Bagg for the West Country Tonight.